polish fiends, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, this is part 2 of my nail transformation. I just showed you guys in my last video how I completely look after my cuticles and do nail prep. So in this video, what I'm going to be showing you is how I sculpt nails, and I'm going to be using tips, polygel and also some hard gels. And then I'm also going to show you some 3D acrylic work and some gel polish nail art using various glitters and all that good stuff. So if that's something that interests you guys, then just keep on watching. So guys, before jumping into the tutorial, here is all of the products I used for today's look. So for the sculpting part of this tutorial, I'm going to be using these hard gels by Ink London, some sculpting gel by Missu, also Missu's base coat, some cuticle products for dehydrator and primer. I'm going to be using the ijel top coat and the Ink London bonder, also some nail glue, a couple of brushes and some pre-pinch tips by Glitter Planet UK. And as always guys, I will go ahead and leave all of the products I use in today's tutorial in the description box, so if you're interested, please check them there. So jumping right on with the tutorial, I've already gone ahead and applied the tips to all of my nails, but I'm going to show you on the middle finger. So as I mentioned previously, I'm using these pre-pinch stiletto tips by Glitter Planet UK, and they are absolutely fantastic. The pinch on them is just super, like, it looks like it will take your eye out in a minute. I absolutely love them. So what I'm going to do with these is just put a tiny little bit of glue onto the tip, and then I'm going to sort of wiggle it about a little bit and allow the glue to slightly get tacky so it isn't so wet. And then I'm going to just slide that onto the nail and be sure that I press down those little wings to make sure it completely attaches to the nail properly. I did my filing off camera today, but all I did was take a hand file and go ahead and blend that tip in with my natural nail. And then taking a scrubbing brush, I'm going to go ahead and remove any excess, sanitize the nail and make sure all that dust and debris is removed. Next I'm going in with the Cuticle Pro Nail Dehydrator, and I'm applying this to all of the nails and allowing that to air dry. And then once I've allowed that dehydrator to air dry, I go in with the Cuticle Pro Extra Strength Acid Primer and apply that gently to the nail, being sure to avoid the skin. And I find this combination of both the Cuticle Dehydrator and Primer have worked miracles for my nails, and I no longer experience lifting or anything like that. So I'm totally pleased with these two products, and I would highly recommend them to you guys. Then the next step is to go ahead and add the Missu base coat to the pointer, to the ring finger, the pinky and the thumb, and then to the middle finger I applied another layer of the Ink London bonder, and then I applied the Ink London base coat because we are going to be using two different gel systems. I wanted to make sure I was using the same base coat for each system. And then once I was finished applying that to the nails, I went ahead and popped that into an LED light for 30 seconds. So now we're going to go ahead and start building up the nail, and for the middle finger I decided to do a French tip nail. So I'm first going in with the Ink London ijel in pink masque, and this is a really beautiful pale pink cover gel and I absolutely love it. So I'm basically just first applying where I want the smile line to be, and then slowly working that gel until it covers the whole part of that nail, and I do 2 coats of that, but you do want to remember to allow each coat to dry for a good 60 seconds to a minute in between each layer. So for the rest of the nails, I'm using Missu's 4D Sculpting Gel in clear, and this is basically their version of polygel, although I will say that, as you can see, it is super stringy compared to your average polygel, but it is an amazing product and I found it really easy to work with. So with this, I'm just using my Madam Glam polygel brush, and I'm also using some 99.9% isopropyl alcohol as well, and I'm just basically manipulating this gel. I'm wanting as little as possible at the cuticle area, and then I'm slowly building the apex and then bringing the rest down the whole nail. And then I'm going to tidy up around the cuticles to make sure no polygel is on my skin before popping that into an LED light for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same process, but this time I'm bringing the polygel slightly lower down so it's sitting at the apex. Again, working as little possible to the cuticle area, building that apex, and then bringing the rest of the gel down the nail. And then again, once I was happy with that, I clean up around the cuticle and then pop that back into an LED light for 60 seconds. And then once again, guys, I did my filing off camera, but if you would like to see a complete video on how I file my nails, I'm not the best at it, I'm still learning, but if you would like to see how I do it, please let me know. And that just basically entailed fixing the smile line until I was happy, and filing the polygel until everything was nice and even, and then evening out the sidewalls. And as you saw, I went in with a scrubbing brush to remove any dust, and this is what the sculpted nails look like at the moment. And now that I've finished with my filing, I'm now going to go ahead and sanitise my hands and nails with the cuticle antibacterial cleansing spray, and then again with the scrubbing brush just remove any of the excess so my hands and nails are nice and clean for the nail art. So now that we have our base prepared, guys, here is an overview of all of the products I will be using for the nail art part of the video. And please remember to check the description box if you are interested in any of the products that I'm using and I haven't mentioned it in this video, and I will leave everything linked down there for you guys. So moving right on with the nail art, and we're beginning with the middle finger. I have taken some of the ijel clear and I'm going to go ahead and put this on the bottom half of my French tip to adhere my glitter to. But with this, you do want to remember that you've added it nice and equal on that tip and there is no bubbles whatsoever. And then I'm going to be using this absolutely gorgeous glitter by GlitterArty Nails that I got in a recent haul, which is their 50 Shades of White glitter stacker. And I'm going to be using this iridescent glitter with pieces of blue in it. It is absolutely stunning. If I could find it singular, I will go ahead and leave it linked below for you guys, but if not, I will leave the actual stacker. So as you can see, I'm just using my gel brush and I'm going to go ahead and apply the first layer of glitter to that still wet gel, and then pop that into an LED light for 60 seconds. And then as you can see, for the second part of the sort of like encapsulation, I have mixed the clear gel in with more glitter so I get a sort of like extra dimensional effect with the nail. So I'm just going to go ahead, and it was a little bit difficult to mix the gel and the glitter in together and get an even layer, so I did have to work with it a little bit. So as you can see, it's sped up to hell, but I really hope you do get the gist of what I did. I sort of just mixed the glitters and then tried to position it so it was nice and even and there was no bubbles in it. And then once I was happy with that, I again popped that into an LED light for a full cure, and then I totally encapsulated that whole tip with more clear gel on its own this time. And then once again, I did my filing off camera, and this is what the French tip looks like so far. So I am again going to cleanse my nails and make sure they're nice and clean before I go ahead and do the polishing. So since it's summer and I really haven't done white nails in absolutely ages, I really wanted white to be my base this time. So I'm using my favourite white gel polish, which is Semilac Strong White, and I'm applying this to the pointer, the ring, the pinky and the thumb, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats of that on each nail. And then using my gel brush and some isopropyl alcohol, I'm going to go ahead and tidy up around that cuticles before popping those nails into an LED light for 30 seconds. So next up, I'm going to be using another glitter by GlitterArty Nails, and this time it is a white glitter, and it's just basically an absolutely stunning glitter. I cannot remember the exact name, but I'm pretty sure it's just white. And it's just basically like an iridescent glitter that gives a really fine holographic shine to the nails, and it looked amazing over this white gel polish. So I'm just applying this to the inhibition layer of all of those nails except the ring finger, using my finger to tap that in, brushing off any excess, and then applying a top coat. And then once again, I pop that into an LED light for 30 seconds. Now I'm going in with another stacker from GlitterArty Nails, and this time it's a stacker chock full of such beautiful pastel pigments. You get a blue, pink, purple, yellow and a green, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just applying this again to the inhibition layer of that gel, tapping it in and making sure I'm cleaning the brush between each colour, and I'm just filling the whole nail with that. Then, because I'm a moron, I decided I didn't like the sort of Aztec design I put on top, so I changed it halfway through and forgot to film it. But I basically just added a top coat and then did a sort of really easy swirly design. I have a tutorial on how I do that basic design on my channel, so I will leave it linked down below for you guys. So I'm just top coating that nail and then removing any of the dust with some nail cleanser and a lint-free wipe. So guys, this is what the nails look like so far, and as you can see, they are super pretty, but they definitely need a little something. So starting with the pointer finger, I'm going in with Natural Beige, and Mega White by Naio Nails, and I'm going to be doing a 3D acrylic flower. So I'm using my 3D alpha brush for this, and this is the number 2, which is absolutely perfect for flowers. So I'm starting by putting C shapes into the nail and then flattening it down with the belly of my brush. And as you can see, I'm sort of double dipping between 2 of the powders. I'm first going into the Natural Beige and then going into the Mega White for a sort of ombre effect. and I'm going to be doing 3 of those petals at the bottom. And then I'm going to start building up the rose by adding smaller beads of acrylic to where the last 2 petals meet. And I think I did 3 again. And then for the middle of the acrylic flower, I'm just going in with a bead of white, and I'm sort of forming this into a sort of little squiggle shape. So for the bling, I'm using AB crystals by Glitter Planet, and I'm using my crystal katana and some nail glue. I'm applying a white opal crystal, which is an SS16, to the top of the nail, and then surrounding that with some AB crystals from SS8 and SS6, I believe. And then I also added some little pearls to the bottom of that, and then I added some more crystals to the pointer finger, to the pinky and the thumb. And now I'm going in with ijel's No Wipe gel top coat, and I'm applying this to all of the nails. And then, as always guys, my last and final step is to sanitize those nails again, just to make sure any excess dust and debris is gone, and then I'm going to apply some cuticle oil. And finally guys, this is what the design looked like once everything was complete. As you can see, I did change the ring finger to a more swirly design, and I really loved how it turned out. Sometimes when I'm finished my nails, I look at them and I'm like, no, I'm not happy with those, and I decide to change it halfway through. But this time I completely forgot to turn on my camera and show you guys the actual changes, so I do apologise about that, but I will remember in the future. So guys, that's us finally reached the end of today's video, and as always, I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie, I am a complete nail polish addict, and on this channel you will find everything from nail art to swatches, reviews and the occasional haul. So if that's something that piques your interest, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!